Hey, what is up everyone? Hope you're all having a wonderful time. Today we're going to go over a lot of great farming spots in the open world within New World. And here we're mainly going to focus on tank gear, but I will still include all the great loot that you will be able to obtain from the bosses as well. All the items are going to be named and they do start at a gear score of 590, so it's a great way for you to boost up your gear score overall. And these items can also be upgraded to even higher gear score once your expertise is up for each specific item type. Before we start, just a quick reminder to like the video and also subscribe to the channel to show your support. Sorry in advance if I mispronounce any of the names of the bosses or the items, but I think we will be alright either way. And with that said, let's dive into it. So let's start with the first boss I started to farm once I got to level 60. And here we have a great spot just to the west of Brimstone City, and here you have 4 different bosses that you can start farming that are pretty much next to each other. And the first boss is called Luxendra the Wise and is found at the east platform in this area. The boss will drop a helm called Cleric's Crowl, which is great if you are a healer, and also a ring called Heart of Luxendra with some nice perks on it if you are playing like a hybrid build, for instance. The next one is called Rafik of Bishara and can be found on the west platform, and he has a chance of dropping Guardian's Resolve, which is a very solid sword to start tank with. The main perk we are looking for here is Refreshing Move for the CDR that we get per attack. And the boss can also drop Protector's Fury if you like to go for a more damage type build with swords. And the third boss is called Heka of the Crossroad, and this boss have a nice ring called Heart of Heka. And this will give you both CDR from the refreshing perk and also leeching, a very nice ring for any melee build. And it will also have some regular pants with great perks for any caster DPS and also for a PvPer. Quick note here is that the boss will only be here for the daytime in game, and if this is the night time he will spawn at another location just to the north at Heka's Cauldron. The last boss at this location is called Ophois the Joyful, and this boss have Frozen Hope Ice Gauntlets with the perks Unending Thaw, Mortal Power and also Threatens Crits. Also some light gloves called Joyful Gloves with the perks Refreshing, Freedom and Elemental Aberration. Also as a bonus here, if you go underneath the platform here, you will have a secret elite chest here as well. Next up we have Titanic Saturninus, and him you could find northwest of the Shrine of War in Brimstone. And this boss have a very good shield called Titan Wall that provides everything a tank needs, and most importantly the refreshing ward perk and also sturdy. He can also drop an earring called Titanic Strength with a quite unique perk called Despised, which makes it so you generate more threat. We also have the perk Nimble for additional stamina regen. For our next boss we have Stubbles the Goat-King, and him you can find at the Place of Pillars just to the east of the Rock of Ophois Shrine. And you will find him on the second platform, and if this is your first time here you will have to make a jumping minigame to be able to get to the second floor. And this boss have a very nice helm called Castrum Crown of the Goat-King, which have Refreshing Ward for the CDR and also Ancient Ward and Physical Aberration for less damage taken. And we also have a Baldwin Gloves here with a refreshing perk as well, and these gloves also have Resilient if you are planning to PvP, and it also have Empowering Breaker. We also have a third item called Headbutt, which is an epic shield with not that great stats on it, but nonetheless you can still obtain it from the King Goat. The next boss is called Colossus of Qebui, and he can be found right outside the Great Shrine of Thoth. And this boss have a decent chest called Colossus Stormplate with different kinds of defensive perks on it. And he can also drop weighted greaves, which have some really nice perks for tanks. And here we have Refreshing Ward, also Ancient Ward, and lastly Invigorated. The next boss is called Khelone Khelydorea or something like that. Anyway, you will find him just to the south of Brunstone City at the acid pools, and this boss has some really great boots for tanks, and they are called the Heavy Burden. And these boots are the only heavy footwears that can be obtained with the perk Refreshing Ward in the open world. So this makes them very nice for us tanks. And we also have some Resilient for PvP and also Invigorated as well. And you also have a great sword called Jupiter's Judgment with the perks Keen, Mortal Power and also Trendrance Rend. And for our next spot, it is in the location of Helios Police, just west of the Brimstone City. And here we have a bunch of bosses to farm, and it's really nice being able to just stand in one spot pretty much all the time. And the first boss here is called Anhurawak the Proud, and you will find him at the east side, and he can drop a bone named Slayers of Skies. A really nice bow for PvP. And he can also drop a very nice ring for any dex-based builds. This ring got Keen Awareness, Bloodletting and also Trust damage. The next one is Batheqet, and he's also on the east side of the platform. And he can drop a Warhammer called Batheqet's Cudgel with the perks Ancient Bane, Sundering Shockwave and also Thwarting Strikes. And you also got an earring called Warrior's Energy that provides great perks if you are dealing too much damage for your tanks to keep the aggro up. Going over to the west side of the platform, we got Harmonious Nebet-Duhetshara. And here you can find a live staff called Petra Atrexia with the perks Blessed, Plague Strike and also Chain Void. And you can also get a ring called Heart of Tushara with some great perks on it like Siphoning, Fire damage and also Refreshing Evasion. And just underneath we have Montukahl of the Shield, and here you can get his shield with the perks Mortal Energy, Keen and also Lightning Shield Ward. And you also have heavy legs called Greaves of the Montukahl, providing Corrupted Ward, Freedom and also Elemental Aberration. On the top of the platform you will have two boss cats that will spawn, and one of them will have a musket called Weavers of Wars with the perks Keen, Refreshing Evasion and Plague Crits. And he can also drop a Heart of Neitquzah with Crippling, Leeching and also Void damage. The other one have a spear called Threefold, Stormgore with Keenly Empowered, Enfeebling, Skewered and also Chain Lightning. And you also have a ring called Heart of Manbagal, which got a lot of great perks for any strength damage dealer. And the last here is called Mountain Colossus Sakhr'geb, and he on the other hand is standing just underneath the platform that you usually stand on farming. And he will have a shield called Girdle of Qebui, and this can be quite helpful if it is your first shield. He also have Craig of Nerd, which is a Warhammer that works great for a tank offhand. And here we got Leeching Path of Destiny for the extra healing, Keenly Fortified and also Treacherous Strikes. For the next boss we got Tazorjaw, and this boss is located on the edges of Everfall, just to the west at the mountains. And he's at a kind of hidden spot here, and you will need to jump down at the hidden waterfall to find him. And this boss will drop a very nice amulet for tanks called Protector's Fortune Charm. And here we have Refreshing, Purify, and lastly the Divine perk. And this boss can also drop a great sword called Heal Strike with Lifestealing, Keenly Empowered, and Relentless Freedom. He also have a great axe called Antqueak Battle Axe with Refreshing, Luck, and Crippling Reap. And also as a bonus you can also get the Tanner shirt from this boss as well. And for the last zone and boss that I got for you is going to be from Leviathan of the Deep, which you can find at the end of the Scorching Mines in Shadow Mountains. And this boss have quite a bit of different kinds of great items that you can drop, and I just put them here right on the screen so you can see for yourself. But the main item I would like to highlight here is going to be the Timekeeper's Hand. And this, in my opinion, is going to be the best in slot sword for any tank, so I wanted to include it in this video as well. It got refreshing move for the CDR, it got keen for crit chance, and lastly enchanted for even more damage. You also have an amulet here, which is very good for tanking with its unique perk, Nature's Protection, along with all the other great defensive perks on it. Alright everyone, so here was all my spots that I got for you. And there are plenty more that you can go and farm on, but these are the ones that really stood out in my opinion. And I will link a great map if you want to go and check out some other bosses to farm for yourself. Thanks for watching, don't forget to like the video and also subscribe to the channel to show your support. Comment down below if you know any other great bosses that got some good loot to farm. And with that said, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!